guys, welcome back to the channel. Grab your popcorn because this next one is wild. So you already know how close Naomi Campbell and Diddy are, right? Like, really close. Naomi once said that Diddy is like her brother. She says he's protective of her, and she's protective of him. She even said, "We always say we love each other," and that she's going to visit him out west. That's not just a regular friendship, that's family-level close. But here's where things get interesting. Some people online are saying there's no way Naomi didn't know what Diddy was up to. They've been close for years. There are pictures and videos all over the internet of them together, traveling, partying, and even doing charity work side by side. Diddy himself has called Naomi his sister and his queen. He once said, "Naomi, I love you. Everything you're doing for our people, a true, true queen." They even planned trips to Nigeria and Kenya together. That's how deep their bond goes. So when Diddy got called out recently for all the serious stuff he's being accused of, a lot of people started asking questions about Naomi too. Like, how close is too close? If they're besties like they say, how could she not know anything? And why did she delete photos from his birthday party right after the news broke? But wait, that's not even the whole story. Guess who else might be side-eyeing Naomi? Tyra Banks. Yes, that Tyra Banks. The supermodel, talk show host, and Victoria's Secret star. Now, Tyra and Naomi go way back. They're both supermodels who helped break barriers for black women in the fashion world. Naomi was the first black model on the cover of French Vogue. Tyra was the first black woman on the cover of Sports Illustrated's swimsuit issue. They both walked runways, did big fashion shoots, and even worked with Michael Jackson. But the thing is, their relationship wasn't always sweet. In fact, Tyra once said that Naomi treated her horribly when she was new to the industry. She told a story about being on a fashion trip with Naomi, where Naomi was nice at first, giving her vitamins and everything. But then, out of nowhere, Tyra says Naomi pushed her and told her, "Yeah, I thought so," after asking if people tried to make Tyra look like her. Tyra even said she was sent home early from that trip because Naomi didn't want her there. Fast forward a few years, and Tyra had Naomi on her talk show. She called her out for being mean and trying to sabotage her career. Naomi kind of denied everything but apologized anyway. They hugged it out on TV, but guess what? Years later, Tyra said she was still scared of Naomi and still hurt by what happened. Now, with Diddy's name in the headlines for all the wrong reasons, and Naomi's name being dragged into it, guess who's allegedly speaking up behind the scenes? Yup, Tyra Banks. Some sources say that Tyra is not surprised at all that people are calling out Naomi. She's even been saying that Naomi should be held accountable if she knew what Diddy was doing. Okay, y'all. Now that we've gone over how close Naomi Campbell and Diddy are, and how Tyra Banks might be quietly calling Naomi out, let's dig even deeper into the story, because this drama has way more layers than you might think. So let's rewind for a second. After their big hug on the Tyra Banks show, you'd think Tyra and Naomi had made peace, right? Nope. Years later, Tyra did an interview with the Wall Street Journal, and what she said? Whew, baby. She basically said that even though Naomi was a legend in the fashion world, she made her early modeling days in Paris feel like a nightmare. Tyra said she wasn't trying to start a rivalry, because a rivalry means two people are equal, and in her eyes, Naomi had all the power. She said, "I was just a new girl from LA who studied fashion magazines in a library, and while I was booking shows left and right, I was also crying myself to sleep every night." Tyra said Naomi made her feel like she didn't belong in the industry, and even worse, made her want to give up. She said Naomi did everything in her power to make her go away. That's a strong accusation. And now, people are putting two and two together. They're saying that if Naomi could go that far to push Tyra out of the spotlight, someone who just wanted to walk the runway and take cute pictures, then maybe, just maybe, Naomi could have also looked the other way when it came to Diddy's alleged behavior. It's not just gossip either. People are showing receipts. There are videos, quotes, and even old interviews popping up that show just how deep Naomi's loyalty to Diddy runs. And now with Tyra possibly asking the same questions the internet is asking, like how could Naomi not know what was going on? It's starting to feel like there might be a bigger storm brewing. Some insiders are even saying that Tyra has been calling for Naomi to be held accountable. She's allegedly asking why no one is checking Naomi when she was so close to Diddy all this time. Like, how does Naomi always seem to walk away without having to answer any questions? And don't forget, Tyra's not just some random critic. She was once in Naomi's circle. She saw what it was like from the inside. So if she's raising eyebrows, you already know folks are going to start paying closer attention. And now we've arrived at the part of the story that makes people raise both eyebrows. Because when you think it can't get any deeper than Naomi and Diddy's close friendship, boom, in comes Naomi's name being connected to even more disturbing stuff. Let's start with this. People have been saying for years that Naomi Campbell's name keeps popping up in all kinds of shady rumors. Whether it's being linked to dirty diamonds, slapping assistants, or showing up at wild parties with powerful elites, Naomi's name is always somewhere in the mix. So now that Diddy is in serious legal trouble, people are looking at all of Naomi's past ties. And guess who else her name came up next to? Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, that Epstein. Back when the court finally released the list of people connected to Epstein's world, flights, homes, staff and more, Naomi's name showed up multiple times. At first, Naomi denied knowing anything about him. She even said she was disgusted when she found out what Epstein had done. But then things got tricky. See, she later admitted that she had actually met Epstein on her 31st birthday. According to her, it was her ex-boyfriend Flavio Briatore who introduced them. She also said Epstein used to be front and center at Victoria's Secret shows. And remember, Naomi walked those shows all the time. She said she had no clue that Epstein was using her name to attract young girls who dreamed of becoming models. Naomi told the public that she regretted ever being near him and insisted she didn't know what he was doing. She even said she was a work in progress and that people shouldn't hold her past against her. But not everyone believed her. There were receipts, real ones. People found photos of Naomi on Epstein's jet. Some even placed her on trips to the island. And then it got even worse. One of the girls who says she was a victim of Epstein directly called Naomi out. She said, "You saw me at your parties. You saw me in Epstein's homes. You saw me on the plane." That one quote alone made people stop and say, hold on, what did Naomi actually know? And now people are comparing Naomi's connection to Epstein with her relationship with Diddy. The pattern feels too familiar. Always close, always traveling together, always being seen in private spaces, yet always claiming to know nothing when the truth comes out. Insiders say Tyra Banks is one of those people quietly pushing for answers. And with the internet watching everything, folks are starting to say out loud what many have been whispering for years. How does Naomi Campbell always escape the fallout when the powerful men around her go down? Because what's coming next might finally bring some of those secrets into the light. Stay glued and don't miss what comes next. Like, share, and subscribe for more juicy celebrity news.